Okay, I should be live. Let me check using my phone. I'm sorry I was a bit late today, but I had some stuff to do, especially about improving my workstation. I've just bought an ultra-wide monitor, so I can even do better streams next time, no longer use the phones to check out the number of people online following me. Let me see, it's not even registering me live. Okay, now we are. Oh, hey there, Zodiac, thank you, thank you. I'm 30 now, so that means I'm starting to be old. My god. Okay, well, at least I'm still alive. This is a good news. Actually, the ultra-wide monitor I want to buy, it's my birthday present, but I had to choose it, and with that I hope I can have the editor on one side and everything else on the other side, and so make it much easier. Still a long way to go. Let's solve this all through. You never know. I have also just bought MWE6 and the premium version. So from now on, I will have a bot telling people, "Hey, he's going live. Hey, he's releasing a video," because I really can't keep this. I can't do this. It's too long. I forgot to notify YouTube people about this stream because I always forget something. It's too much stuff to do, and I don't even like doing this kind of things. I don't even like all the social media stuff. Yeah, 100 di questi giorni. Let's see. How many are actually present? Let's see where it's written. Come on up. Tell me how many spectators. 7 spectators and only 1 commenting and writing in chat. Guys, I'm very disappointed. So please, you have to write something. At least say hello. Hello, my little friend. As some troll would say in Warcraft 3, right? Anyway, I'm not going to configure... oh, my little aging friend, yeah. Aging is the right word. I'm starting to have white hairs and terrible stuff. Today I'm not going to configure MWE6, my god, this name. And not going to do that. I'm going to work on the cinematic. So we are going to finish some little side stuff I have not managed to finish earlier today on the first cinematic, and then I will move to make the main body of the cinematic, so the main trigger work of the cinematic. Of course, as always, feedback is always welcome. If you have questions and if you want to see me doing something, or if you have important social media comments, say some pro tip like, hey, do this, you can automate 99% of your social media work. If you have such a thing, please do tell me, because I would like to automate everything. Like, I go live and everyone knows, and no problem for me. I have too many channels to follow. Really too hard for a poor developer. So, where are we? We are here, my dear friends, and as you can see now, there is code for our cinematic. I've actually made some addition to the work we laid out last time, but not major one. And I will have this incredible elf be white. And I want also to answer one of the comments on YouTube, and this emissary is supposed to be an elf. Okay, he should be an elf because in WoW he is an elf. Okay, and so since this guy is an elf, and since using a zeppelin to come to this place, it's not so logical because why should the alliance use zeppelin? Then the best thing to do is to have a Dalaran mage dressed in white, being an elf, and showing the fact that there is Dalaran people behind him, and this is the emissary because it makes more sense. I mean, Jaina knows, and if Jaina knows, also Antonidas does, because as we know, Jaina just go to Dalaran. She goes to Dalaran after dealing with the interlude, and so I think we should definitely use an high elf model. I will make sure to color a bit this armor. This is already a custom texture, so no more space required. I will turn all of this red robe into white robe, and I will have in color white. Okay, white as Lord, but just to remind of the actual IF emissary we can see in WoW. So this is my canon because I think it makes sense, and it's more similar to the World of Warcraft canon than to having a Zeppelin with a human emissary actually coming out of it. This is my definitive answer. I know someone might not like it, but I think it's the best. It's not the perfect answer, it's the best answer, okay? Because there are no perfect answers. Otherwise, probably if there was a perfect canon to follow, there wouldn't be the need for re-reforging this stuff, okay? it would mean Blizzard already did that. My god, look at what I have in my face. This hurts. My god. It's 30 years old and already going completely destroyed. Okay, so we are going to finish a bit some side triggers, and then I will move to make the main triggers. Yes, canon is ridiculous in the Warcraft franchise. The Warcraft franchise is really bad from a lore standpoint. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's even more convoluted than Dungeons and Dragons, and this is very, very complex to achieve. I mean, I am not a fan of the lore, okay? Because the lore was good and then it became a mess, so it's not so good now. Yeah, and we need to make this world building, at least a resemblance of this world building. Okay, so let's dive in and make this trigger. As you can see, I have already made all the triggers for all the units that needs to move and animate and stuff like that. I just missing the peasants. We have a lot of peasants actually, because I have these two, A and B, then I have C, D, A and F, and then I have G and H. Okay, these don't move, so these are easy to do. They don't need side triggers, but all of these move. So I need to add side triggers for them. Let's start. Okay, so this should be fine. Then we just duplicate these things and this thing, and we go forward. And after duplication, we just update everything. This is tedious but easy. Okay, it's very busy work. It would be great to have some kind of faster way to do it, but I don't know it without over-engineering everything, and I don't want over-engineering stuff more than I already do. Okay, this is B1. We need to stop this unit, so shut up, my note. You are being copied from somewhere else, and you don't belong here. Okay, peasant B. I will do this very quick. I hope you understand what I'm doing. I'm basically preparing all the triggers to move the peasants, because when I'm making the main core of the cinematics, the body, I don't want to have to rely on what the units do, because their movement should be asynchronous in order to look fluid. So the B1 is that one and that one. So this is the unit, and this is its rotation. It is 2. Let's say 2, and the same animation. Okay, let's go forward. Okay, let's do this. Okay. You know, if I had not organized stuff this way, it would be probably almost impossible to make cinematics, so many cinematics in such a short time frame. Because you have always to think that I'm not doing this 8 hours a day, okay? This is not my main work. So, if I would not be working so organized, probably it will not work at all. Okay, so we need to know now C, what is the... Where is C and what is its orientation? This is C, and this orientation should be 217. Okay, let's go for D. I can't wait to have the ultra wide monitor and just look there to see what you write, what I do. Okay. I'm just a bit afraid that I could have a bit of motion sickness the first week or two. My graphics card I think cannot handle all the resolution. It's just a 1080, but I hope windowed mode should work fine on everything and just double my productivity, because this is what matters to me. I want to be more productive, but I will probably have a bit of time to get used to it before I can actually be more productive. Let me check. This is D, so let's suppose you are D. You should look like here, and 281. Okay. They should start chopping woods, or at least look something like it. D, E. I will also probably add a couple more channels in the Discord server in order to post what I write on, what I publish on YouTube, and what I when I go live, so I can remove all of that fucking stupid Twitch announcement from the announcement channel, because I don't like it. It's very unorganized, and I think it's very boring for people belonging to the server. I'm not a user, so I don't know, but I am pissed when I receive notifications I don't want. So and it takes time, guys. To make something that really is good for everyone, it takes time. And this is true both in social media and the game itself. It's not something you can improvise, sadly. Come on, move yourself. Okay, you can go here, and you can go here, and you are 28. Okay, 280. Perfect. And this space in A. We are at last one, so don't worry, be happy. EF. I have to bind all of these sounds. I can't wait. Let me check. So here 319. 319. Okay, these should be ready. Perfect. So we have setup, cleanup. Now on the cleanup stuff, we need to add all of these triggers to the cleanup. Why? Because if we don't disable them once the cinematic is ended, something may leak for some reason. We don't want anything to go wrong. If I made a mistake somewhere, I want my mistake to be not noticeable. Okay, this is the best way to ensure your code is robust. This is true not only in triggers, this is true in all kinds of code. You want your code to be correct, but you also want your code to self-correct. If you pass the wrong parameters to a function, you don't want the function to behave unpredictably. You want your function to behave as it should when the parameters are invalid. And this is the same thing. You don't want the cinematic stuff to happen outside of their time frame, outside of their setting. So you force this to not happen. And if you, for some wide reason, call something else, call these triggers outside, then they should do nothing, no harm. This is one of the main principles of complex code bases, when you program a lot of stuff in parallel. If you have a lot of stuff in parallel, you are bound to have some spaghetti code here and there, even if you're very organized. And this spaghetti code is not self-sufficient and cannot make sure it works when intended. And when it's not intended, it just does nothing. Then you are prone to bug very hard to debug. This is my pro tip as software engineer, okay? So let me check 1 second of the chat. Taking notes. You look like my students in class. Yes, I mean dedicated channels on Discord. Like instead of, I will use the showcase channel for my videos, and then I will have a Twitch channels where I put all the announcements and all the stuff and all the notifications when I go live, using the new bot that I purchased. So God willing, I will not have problem with with doing that by hand anymore. Lord Lockdown. Hi there, I've seen the purple footman, so the emissary is sent from the Kirin Tor. In World of Warcraft, the emissary is dressed in white. I will make sure he's dressed in white, and he's an elf. And I will make sure he's an elf. But in my opinion, it makes more sense for an elf to be some kind of Dara mage used as emissary. I mean, can King Ternas just ask, "Hey, Kirin Tor mages, can you help me sending a message to my dumb son, which is in Northrend? I can't move. I don't want to move the fleet because more than half the fleet is already there, and I don't want to deal with goblins, so I will not purchase a zeppelin. Can you please send a message to him?" And the Kirin Tor should answer, "Okay, my friend, this makes sense." And I want it to look like wow, but I think if it's an elf dressed in white and this a mage, why shouldn't we just think it is some kind of Daran advisor? It makes sense. And so to show it's Daran advisor, I want to use Daran footman. And this is a way to make the nations feel more organic and allied to each other, because it's the alliance of all the human nations, not the alliance just of the Silver Hand, okay? This is my point. And I like to see just now that someone else replied in my place, and I wasted a lot of time replying myself. But yes, what Zodiac is telling you, Lord Gum, is true. Okay, so let's do this very very fun thing to add all of these turn off triggers, and then we'll move to make to make the core of our cinematics. Okay, so some people last time asked me, how can you deal with deciding how much time to use between cameras? And the answer is eyeballing it and then trying it, and if it's wrong, well, you rinse and repeat. The basic way to work, to deal with any kind of programming problem, of design problem. You try, you fail, you try again until you succeed. With time you get better, and usually you fail less and less and less. But never you fail, never, okay? This is not possible. Okay, so we have a lot of artists triggered, so we will just do that for all of them. Very fun indeed. And then we have, of course, a teleport, which should be the last one. I will usually put them in order to easily recognize if I've included them all. Okay, this is why I put them in order. Then we have Falric. I will put Farlick here because it's already here, but just, this is the only reason. This should be 1-4, okay. Then we can go for Muradin. Okay. Then we have Ballonfort, Knight, and Footman. So we go for Ballonfort. What is Ballonfort? Follow Ballonfort, Ballonfort. And then the teleport one. Here we are. Then we have the Knight. Oh my gosh. Can I click, please? Okay. Okay, now we have Footman A, arrive, B, arrive. Then we have C, no, C is peasant. Footman peasants move. Footman peasants arrive. Footman peasants teleport. Then we have Footman talk move. And Footman talk arrive. Perfect. Now we have all the peasants. Wait a second, I will soon answer. I'm seeing you are writing in chat, but I need 1 second still to do everything here. And we are done. Let me save and check. Well, yes, I thought of that, Lorgom. I mean, the main idea is that if he is a mage and can teleport slash do an astral projection to Arthas, he can also scout the area by magic means. So these men could, since I want to show it's the killing toll, we can argue they are mages that can see that there are these kind of problems around. This is my idea. This is the idea, but of course, yes, this line could be a bit less precise, but I always thought that having a Zeppelin moving in was so bad because, I mean, why a Zeppelin? Why are you using goblins to move? It just looks bad. Okay, goblins can be mercenaries, but having goblins as the main travel way for an emissary. So I say you can see it by magical means. Why not? Why can't you see it by magical means? They are mages. And this is why I don't want them to teleport, but to do some kind of hologram like Star Wars. Okay, this is my idea. So they can speak from afar and also see from afar. If you think you have also units like that, the Arcane Observatory in the game, so it even could make sense. I mean, for what can make sense in the context of Warcraft. Yeah, but when Arthas relies on mercenaries, it seems something like dishonorable. So I don't think a royal emissary should hire mercenaries to just to travel. I mean, if they have such problems, then I think humans are not that well versed. Yes, but yes, there are tons of way to teleport, but I don't know how to fit an emissary and plus other people to transport. Sorry, but I don't know how to fit people, so many people in there. This is just um, the big thing that appears in the Legend cinematic. I don't know what it is. That's why I was thinking more of they are not really here. They don't want to actually reach there and just speak to you there. This is what I thought the best solution, but I'm open to suggestion. I mean, I want to make it, but it's not that big of a deal unless it requires complete custom modeling. Then I don't want. Please don't force me to do it. Yes, this is an illusion, an astral projection, like the Star Wars hologram. This is my idea. Oh shit, my brain went places. What if Jaina made the arrows while it's roaming around? No, 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 no. I don't want that to happen ever, okay? Because I will need lines for that and I don't want to use random lines. No, no. I like the fact that Jane and Arthas don't meet each other again. This is something that I see fitting for two lovers. I think it's very, very nice. I am not the model for that though. So I will have to tell someone, make the model for that. And I ask, is a custom model and a human airship never to be seen again really useful here while we can have some kind of magic means of communication that and observation that makes everything invalid and can work because hey, it's magic and it's consistent as inconsistent as fuck as magic, but it's magic, so it works because it works. I think it can be a simpler solution. I don't want to force anything because one people could say, "What is the thing?" And yes, it could be nice, but I'm not the model. If I had the model, that would be something I would consider. Okay, they are traveling with the strange ship, but I'm not the model. Okay, so I will need someone to make the model, and I am thinking, is it worth it to have someone make the model just for that? This is the point. I mean, if the answer is yes, okay, but know that models cost time and I pay usually for models, okay? It depends on what the model is, if it's a small edit, something like that. But for model bundles and or complex, very complex custom models, I usually pay. Okay. This is more or less the point. Let's see. Yeah, it's complex, and the Warcraft fan base is not an easy fan base by any means. And let's see first how an extra projection can look, because I think by using some vertex coloring and transparencies and some particle effects, I can have quite a neat effect that actually makes it consistent with they are using magic, so it's magic. But it really is bad, okay, then I can consider that. But let me lie on salt. Let me see on Wikipedia what it does look like. Oh, this seems huge. This seems really, really huge. I mean, okay, like if Arta says their reinforcement arrived. Yes, but not in this, not in Warcraft 3. Does it exist in Warcraft 3? Something like that. It is supposed to exist before the end of the. Yes, lesser one. I will see. I will see. I will check how the extra projection looks, which is very easy to do because I just have to vertex color adding some particle effects, and then if I don't like it, I will check it out and see if I can make something like that fly. It doesn't change a lot because I just need to change one camera from showing them appearing and disappearing. I will show something flying and they dropping. Also remember that in the context of our of new cinematics, having them drop like they do is not so good looking. Okay, they are not dropping like StarCraft 2. They're dropping like popping in just below the dropship. This is not so good from a cinematic standpoint. Okay, and this is not something I can change. So I will probably have to do some tricks like showing it approaching, then let the sound hearing while I'm changing cameras, and then they come into the scene to actually give this feeling. It's not easy, but I will see. I will see. I will see how hard this is to do. Um, for sure, I will consider it. I will probably release with an extra projection, but yes, I will. I'm trying to do the best possible. Okay, but not doesn't only depends on me. It's not only me. There is also model, staff, time, everything has a cost, okay? The extra projection was cool, but let's see. Now I will not add effects today because I cannot preview them in this editor. I will need to preview them in the older editor, the 1.32, and then use the effects here. So I will do this internally. For now, you will just see them spawn from nowhere, okay? Okay, let's dive in now because we are already quite late and I'm chatting a lot. I don't know, I think maybe chatting a bit more is not that bad because that's the purpose of here. I want to use the elf because in WoW it is an elf. So if we are going WoW, we are going WoW. We are not we are not doing elf stuff because if he is the emissary in WoW, he is the emissary in WoW. So let's dive in. The setup is just missing the sounds, and this is fine. I've already done everything else, and here we are. What you see here is the skeleton of the cinematic. Basically, this the skeleton of the cinematic is all the code of the cinematic. Okay, and this is usually imported from previous cinematics. So I mean, this is the previous map cinematics just with all the reference broken because of course the same regions, the same units, they no longer exist. Sometimes some name matches, but it's not the same thing. So what should we do now? The first thing we do is usually to erase most of it. Okay, so I will just go here and just keep some things like a dialogue, a weight, some cameras, and stuff like that. the fade in and fade out. I think there is no fade out here, so I have to do it some other way. Okay. Then I want play, lock, and cue. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we have in this camera, we go to the camera palette and we watch this camera. We need to eyeball what is this distance. I think this could be nice. Let's reduce this down to 50. This is to make the depth of field effect. We can then check it in game. Then we will use this. We will just give a fixed length for this. We want to start from here to here, and during this time frame they spawn. Okay, then we go here. So I will use around 12 seconds here. Let me check in. Is in time will be 0, and is out time we can up to 4. You usually want an easy is in time to be 0 when you are fading in, fading out black. Okay, when you instead you want a different kind of easy in is easy in time if you are not fading out. So if you come from black and then go to something you see, you can move linearly without ease in order to have a more smooth motion. But if you are starting from a camera and you can see everything and then you start moving, you want to have some ease in order to not be too abrupt. Little pro tip, okay? Then we have no lines here whatsoever, so we go on from here. We wait something like let not wait too much, 2.5 seconds, maybe it is too much. Then we want to show a special effect. Show special effect. This is a to do. And here not further comments about Northern, but yes, an emissary arrives the camp. At this point here we want to unhide the emissary and his footman, and it will look bad, of course, without effects. But you don't. Usually when you want to make effects like that, you have them hidden because otherwise they cast shadows, but you have them set to full transparency. So you unhide them, and when you unhide them, you start a trigger which increases their transparency over a short time frame, and this makes a smooth appear animation, okay? Because when the shadow comes visible, they also start appearing. So unless you are really very trained and looking at this kind of stuff, you cannot see the abrupt appearance of the unit. Then we have the footman $A and the footman $B, and this should be done with special effects. Okay, if you have time, we can make some special effects and I can show them how they work, but I would like to do something more of a general work on the cinematics. Well, then once they appear, I want all the footmen to look at them. So all the footmen should reset the animations to something like stand ready. Cool. So let me wait something like just a little bit, time them to react. And you always want this condition after every wait in order to make sure you are not continuing executing this trigger when you skip the sequence. So at this point you have all of them lock their heads. So you have make, face, and lock. So you have make the footman at the pit, footman pit A facing the emissary. Then you have footman pit A head face the emissary, and this offset I will set to 120 just as default value. you have probably to edit them because they don't always work as expected. This is the same for every one of them, and also Valenfort. Then they will change the animations. Of course, Valenfort, when he speaks to the emissary, it doesn't speak worried, so I don't want to show some kind of worried animation. Okay, more of a salute animation maybe. So we have Valenfort. Where is Valenfort? It's here. Sorry. First Valenfort. Let's use some random value here. Very random small value between 0, 0, 1. Oh, sorry, 0, 1 and 0, 2. And we can reduce to 35. Okay. And then we want also to reset their animations, so we want them to animate another way. Play. Okay. No, it's Valenfort. We have Valenfort. Okay. Okay. They do this. Then I want Valenfort to salute before speaking. We wait really a few seconds, a few fraction of seconds. Cinematic. Salute 1, and then I want a cue. Scene 01 Valenfort. Cinematic. 1. Then after that I want to play the sound here because there is a sound connected to the salute animation, and this is 01 Valenfort salute sound. We wait a little bit more and then we change camera. And we change to Valenfort because he's the one to speak first, and we reduce. Let me check 1 second the camera. The camera is that one, so we need to change a lot our. Okay, and then here we want the emissary to look at Valenfort. Then we want to change the camera values. Okay. And I know I'm going fast. I know what to do more or less. You can see that when I do this kind of stuff, then it doesn't always come out as I expect. But if you train, if you do this a lot of times, I can assure you, you can become as good as I am. I want the emissary to look a bit lower. Let me check if 90 is enough, just to make sure. Yes, looking down a little bit because it's a bit on the hill and it should still fork, but I don't know. Not so down. Maybe 100 is better. Okay, so here we reduce it to 200 and we increase this. Once we're done that, we can wait a bit, like something like that, and we have the sound. Let me check the sound. The sound should be this one.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
As you can see, as you can hear, he is very, very calm. Yes, Zodiac. It's the fact that I'm watching it on my phone. It's the fact that I usually already know what I want to do. This is the point. I don't need to think what I have to do something. I just need to know what I need to do, and by this point, I usually know also what I have to do. So it's very fast. The first time was not so fast, but I learn fast. This is okay. I want to basically prepare this conversation, and then we test this conversation and see how this conversation works. So no art test for this time, and then if I can, I will probably try to add all the special effects, at least the transparency effects on the emissary when he appears and disappears. Okay, not the special effects because of course they require use of the other editor, and I don't want to bore you with this kind of stuff. So we have this thing. We wait until the E is done. So yeah, an emissary arrives at the camp, and we want after that, which makes him stop displaying the speaking animation. I'm not the speaking animation, the moving animation that resembles speak. I want to wait a little bit, not too much, something like that, in order to add gravity to this sentence. And it's time to go home. Just a little comment, make sure we understand where we are, and then at this time, so I will add it here. We could probably animate the emissary. In order to animate the emissary, I will show you how I do this. I open Reterra Model Studio, and I will load the emissary, my emissary, which is not the emissary because I have a fixed version with more animations. Where are you? Okay, it's in expanded fixed. It's emissary fixed. Hello, my little friend. And so I think this way through animation is perfect. So we want to start this animation. Oh, okay, right. This is something I've forgotten to do. I also need then, when I am here, maybe I should, let me check. Let me do it this way, okay. Then Q emissary. Cinematic standard one. And then at this point, between these two, I want to change camera. No, this one is better. Check the camera. Okay, this is the camera. Okay, this is the camera. And so I think it's similar. It should be fine. And then we want to do this, and when we want to do this we want to actually play the line. So we have emissary 02. I hate myself. Come on, learn to write, my man. This is the emissary. Okay, fine. Now I just need to wait, as I did before, just like that. No, emissary. This is emissary. Okay, and now after I've done that, I just wait a little bit. Let me check what kind of animations as our dear bottom fourth. Where is he? No, it's Lord Storming Captain. Should have some animations. Let me check. Yes, it's mostly this salute, so it's not it has not so many emotes. Okay, so we can go back to the, let me say, so we this. Let me wait a bit, like 3 seconds at the end, and that one this, and we have the new one, and we play this again, and then again once more we wait. Where is this? And this is 3. Then we will focus again on the, let me check.
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
This is when he leaves, so this is when he speaks now, still the camera before. So we need in between these two things, we need to actually change camera, emissary. No, not here, sorry. Here. Then we need to change again after this. And just to add a little bit of spacing, but just because of this. Okay. And now after that we have a new, this is 3, we have a new line from the emissary. We need to decide which line. We start with head knot, and then I think we can go for standard. So it's really the same thing. This is cinematics, head knot 1, standard 1. Okay, this should be it for a first draft of the first part of the first cinematic. Let me make sure I have used the right color on the emissary. Emissary, where are you? Have I prepared this? because I have, oh yes, it's here. And then there is Darren Footman. Let me move this out of this place because I think they do not belong here. They should be here. Set up Darren Footman and set up emissary. Perfect. Okay, yes. And said mystery is not really the track I want. Let me save, let me check the chat. Let me check the chat. Mission 9 has basically all the terrain done, so it's just like it was at the beginning of this map. I do maps in order, but in this case I have the terrain of all of them. I need to refine a bit the terrain of the Frostmourne Cavern, but except for that I have the terrain ready, and the map is easier from a certain point of view because it's just AI, okay? It's AI with some scripts in the part with the base building defense. The other is just a canyon. I will add some encounters similar to these maps, and the longest part will be the boss fight. Once that is done, I will have to do the epilogue, which is playable, but still, the map is done, so it's quite easy to do since the map is done, and I will go into, after that I will release. So I think October, November release. I hope for a November release. I said this autumn, and it will be this autumn, so it's before the winter, okay? And the winter starts in December, so of course there is always a possible delay due to the translations, because one thing is when I finish it, one thing is when it's all translated. So it may come a bit later than that, but it's because of translations. I will start translating after this map is done. So I have to make sure previous map are all done correctly and start translating from the culling onwards. Yes, Boss Chzaki Bro. Okay, I have pronounced it correctly. You can do cinematics during stream. Everyone can do it. I think more people should develop on stream. It's fun to see people work on stuff instead of just playing it, because playing it is still something. It is something you can do for fun, but this is, yes, for fun, but it's not fun as the same way. It's not relaxing, okay? It's a work. So it's something we need to take most care, and I think making cinematics is very, very fun. Well, why don't you stream it? You can stream it. You go there and say, okay, I'm streaming that. Someone wants to join. And maybe it's someone who wants to learn. Of course, I can say this. If someone wants to stream development time, it should be average at least at developing. Okay, so if you are a complete noob, I advise against showing yourself working, because it's better that you watch instead of showing. But if you are average or above average, of course, you should show definitely your work and how you work. I don't like the fact that many people dislike to show their work, protect their maps. I think this is a very stupid thing. What you want to protect? Imagine someone steals one of my map. Wouldn't it be recognizable from miles afar? It's just dumb, okay? Unless it's some kind of multiplayer thing you have to host, but all other stuff, I see campaigns restricted. People with jealous of his things, and I think when you are so jealous of something is because you're not doing something right. This is my opinion as a programmer. When you hide your code, it's because your code is shit. Usually this is how it works in a real environment, unless you are a company, of course, unless you are selling a product, but nobody here is selling anything. Okay, so back to ourselves. I think we need to check out, maybe there is some music, I don't know, outro to boats, outro chop, I don't know. I think we could use comradeship music. Comradeship. Comradeship. Okay, comradeship. Okay, 1%. And we could try to go with that. And everything else is disabled. Okay. In the cleanup, we have the music volume. We have this. We don't need that anymore. And we can turn this on. The setup have no sound, so it will be very, very bad. Of course, one thing I have to do before doing all of that is to delete everything, okay? Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Why? Because, of course, all of these units exist only in the cinematics, and I have prepared them just to look at them, okay? Okay. These are the units that are usually there. This is the unit. Come on. And these two are here. This is how they are in game. Okay, are you ready to see something breaks terribly? For this is what happens. Always. Let's dive in. Let me turn this off to avoid stressing my video card. I hope with the release of this final batch of maps for the Scourge of Lordaeron campaign that people will be more, they will trust me more to finish this thing in time, because I still have a lot of people that don't trust, or streamers that, hey, you have to finish it before I play. Yes, I know, but it takes time. Okay, the spawn.
I apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
This animation is not working correctly.
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lordaeron immediately.
Too low?
Lord Uther has convinced the king
It's
to
not perfectly
recall this
centered.
expedition.
We to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Okay, now it ends. And then it starts here, and then what to... Ooh!
Yes, my liege.
I have not cleaned up them here.
Orders? Of course.
I think I've used the wrong footman. What you can say, guys?
Yisherado,
Isharado.
do you see something?
And he is still looking at the unit that doesn't exist anymore.
A Sethabalana.
This is very, very weird. Okay. Okay. There are no undead defenses. You can see there are no undeads. And you can say why? Because I have a problem with map size. If they release custom campaign, I'll probably add the base here, and something even here. I don't know, maybe here not, but at least here and here. But right now I can't, because their all the node buildings are really heavy, and so I can't use them without overloading my map with a too large file size. So let's fix the mistakes. Okay, the bigger one first. So we need to change this to that. We need to remove them in the cleanup, for I have forgotten. Clean up Dalaran Footman. Clean up Emissary. Okay. This should solve the fact that they are there. Then I need to center these better. This is fine, but this is not fine. It's too on the right, so I need to move it on the left. Emissary, it's too on the left, so I have to move it on the right. If I am correct. Then units are quite good on their facing, but not the emissary, who is facing too low. So let's increase it a bit. And after we've done that, we try again. I think I cannot do the fade in, fade out. Maybe I can. I need just test one more, and then I will make them fade in, fade out. So we have some kind of animation for them to pop in. I don't think, Zodiac, that they should go to a stance animation, because somehow he speaks very, very calm. So by being so calm, he's just, hey, what are you doing here? And I will probably explain that by making a big animation before, so we have some kind of animation that shows that something is coming magically, and some, of course, good magic, not enemy magic. They are here, they spawn, they move, they salute.
I apologize, emissary.
Ah,
but the
okay,
prince
this
is
door to
away
this
on an
bag
errand.
is frozen.
What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lord Aran immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We're to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Much better now. Okay. Let me fix this animation and add the fade in, fade out. So, to fix the animation, I need to find his first animation. Play cinematic standard 1. Why is not working? What's the reason? Cinematic salute exit 1, it works. Let me check again his animations on Return Model Studio. Oh boy. Storm Recapman. Yes, not the standard animation. Okay, I will just use the listening one. Fine. So it's easy. But it's easier. Okay. So we can remove this. We can also remove this and remove this. Okay. Let me now try to do the fade in, fade out. I will copy J01. Yes, Ballenfort as an hammer, but here is a captain and it's not even usable. I think a sword is more than enough. Okay. is not even playable. He actually represents the allies. He represents the king in some way. So to find Jaina doing that, we need to go to this interlude, for example. Starting to get tired. Physically tired, I mean, and mentally tired. And I need to go to Jaina Fadian. We copy this one. Emissary, footman, Fadian. This is cinematic 01. And of course, yes, this two instead of these other two. And we need these variables. Okay, so we will add these variables now. We have Jaina transparency, and we'll add this. And this will be scene 01. Emissary, the footman, too long. Scene 01. Emissary, the footman transparency, starting from 100. And we will do this. Boom. We will do this to the emissary. At that time, show VFX. We have not using still the VFX, so we this is to do. Okay. This is okay. This will automatically disable itself when needed. Emissary and the two footmen. And now we have to set this in the setup. Okay. And then we need to turn it off. Clean up. This is to do, okay. And then we just go here, and instead of doing only that, we unhide them all, and then we do this. One, and we can probably wait. We can wait a bit more here, the same here, and for sure a bit more before he salutes. We can slow down this a bit. We can move this a bit here, and we can just a bit this angle of attack. Rotation, if it's fine, and let's use a bit of distance. Let's see if it's work. And with the emissary, we need to reduce the distance a little bit. Let's see if it's improved or not. Probably with some of these blind changes, something might go wrong, but I will try. You know, Boss Jack, bro, when we are making something in an RTS, we also want the unit to be recognizable in the roles. Having him using an hammer, since it's not a unit you can use, so it doesn't add anything of value from a gameplay standpoint. It's good to have him recognizable as a captain. But yes, in WoW it uses an hammer for some reason. What? My time map? My time map? What you mean? What you mean, Merge Sun? Murtasan. Hello, but I don't understand what you mean. Okay, let's see.
I
Too slow.
apologize, emissary, but the prince is away on an errand. What brings you to this desolate place?
By royal edict, you men are to return to Lord Aran immediately. Lord Uther has convinced the king to recall this expedition.
We're to just pick up and leave?
That's correct. My men report that the roads from here to the shore are held by the undead. You'll need to find an alternate route back to your ships.
Okay. I think that as a starting point, it's pretty clear how it works. Yes, I'm feeding this unit for the cinematics, but it's evident that they are going too slow for the cinematics, so the value needs to be adjusted. Arthas did nothing wrong. No, Arthas did a lot wrong. Why don't you go tell this to designer Dave, so you make him angry? Angry designer Dave, it's like Angry Joe without all the beard and stuff. Okay, guys, so it's quite late here. This was a really nice stream. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I will try to be more consistent. I will now have the help of a great premium bot in order to don't have to write you when I go live and everything, because it's pretty tedious. And I hope to... I will probably tomorrow I will prepare the program for the next week. I plan to stream on not tomorrow, the day after, and I'm trying to stream in 2-3 weeks to stream all day of the weeks in order to be eligible for the affiliate role. This is the point. I mean, and hopefully next week for the patrons will come the dev diary, and this map will be ready to be beta test. Okay, this is what I hope, and I will beta test it with the astral projection thing, and if it's really bad, then before release we can turn it something else. But I think it can be quite nice. Of course, this cinematics was not polished, so it's just a tiny bit. And as always, if you're not a Patreon, always remember that you can support me on Patreon. I highly appreciate support on Patreon, because it's a huge work, this, and you see only a fraction of the work, and nothing, that's it basically. And if someone has tips on how to automate my social media stuff, I am all ears, because I would like to just press a button and everyone is notified everywhere when he wants to, but it's not so easy. My god, it's like another work inside the work. Anyway, thank you for joining. If you have any questions, this is the time, because I'm going to leave soon. Thank you. So if there is any question, I'm ready to answer. Otherwise, I will tell you 25 minutes is the time limit for this map. It's larger than the original. It's not will be, it is. It's already done. The gameplay is done. 100% done. Any other question? Yes, this autumn is the planned release. And with the release, I will also release all the campaigns fully compatible with 1.33. And I've been speaking with Rotera to update in big PK Blaster. I mean, the way to make custom particles. And I'm trying to do the best I can with the engine I have, with the time I have. And if I delay a bit, you will understand. Since I will also plan to support all localizations, you understand this is a lot of work. This is a ton of work, a ton. The only good thing that there are no custom lines in this second act. It's just the same. Yes, this autumn. I hope that I will probably do a, if I can, because it depends on my work. If I can, it depends on when I release. I will probably do a release stream, and I will try to have people play it, the second act, or even from the start if they want. This is the answer for that is not yet, because I've not yet planned that, but you'll be the first one to know if that's the case. Okay, guys. I will say you good night, good morning, good day, good evening, whatever you are, and have fun. See you soon, and don't forget to follow. Good night. Goodbye.